Hey everybody, this is Randy Schmidt, the director, producer, and writer for the new Judy Garland documentary property of MGM. I'm here with the amazing Debbie Wileman, and I know that you are probably just as excited about her being a part of this project as I am. So we're going to jump into some questions and get to know Debbie just a little bit more. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
So first off, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this project and for lending your incredible voice to Judy's words. I want to start off with kind of your own journey, and if you would, tell us when did you first discover Judy Garland, and what was it about her voice and her persona and everything else that really captivated you?
I first became aware of Judy when I was about six, I think. I had a very strong connection to my paternal grandmother, my dad's mum, and she was born in the 20s, so she loved all the golden age of Hollywood movies. Like she went to see them at the cinema when they came out. And so when I came along, her only grandchild, she liked introducing them to me. We used to watch Fred and Ginger films when I was very small, about three. And then I was a little older and she said, "Now, darling, we're going to try It's Fred Astaire still." And she put on Easter Parade. And I loved it, particularly Judy, because Hannah Brown is such a great character. She's really funny. She's nice. She's pretty. She's got a great singing voice, great at dancing. But I think I really liked her humour, particularly. And little things like, she doesn't know her left from her right in the film. I don't know my left from my right either. And I really liked her. And I said, Nana, she's great. Who's she? And she was like, "Oh, well, this is Judy Garland." And then we started watching all of them because she had lots of VHS tapes at her house. And we then watched, Summer Stock, The Pirate, The Wizard of Oz. I saw Easter Parade before I saw The Wizard of
That's
Oz.
what I was going to ask. That seems so unusual because, most people, of course, have the introduction to the Wizard of Oz story and then discover that Judy did more than that.
Yeah, I think I didn't see I Could Go On Singing before The Wizard of Oz, but I saw I Could Go On Singing quite early.
Wow, wow.
um, yeah, I thought she was great. And then when I was about 12, I tried singing like her for the first time because I've always sung just for the joy of it and the
Mhm.
enjoyment. And I come from a musical family. That grandma played piano. My dad is a musician. He's a psychedelic rock musician. So it's, I think that's probably why my nana was focusing her old movies on me rather than my dad, because he was like, "No, I want to listen to Captain Beefheart." Um, but he does like Seven Brides of Seven Brothers.
Okay, okay.
uh,
Wow.
but yeah, so when I was about 12, I thought, I think I could probably try and sound like her singing. And I did it for my grandma because she played piano. I was like, "Hey, listen to this." And I sang I Love a Piano from Easter Parade.
Mhm.
um, oh, did you?
I'm just
I love a piano. I love a piano. I love to hear somebody play upon a piano, a grand piano. It simply carries me away. I know a fine way to treat a Steinway. I love to run my fingers over the keys, the ivories, and so on. Um, and then I'll just adjust this, it's been sliding down. I first tried talking like her when I was about 20, and I was writing a play about her for my degree at university.
wow.
And I that's when I sort of tried studying her voice, and hopefully it's all right, you know.
I think you're doing just fine. Absolutely. I had so much fun getting to do the recording session, even though we were, an ocean apart. But it was really fun once we got all the technical issues and everything of being thousands of miles away. We got that all taken care of. It was really fun to get to experience that and to get to work through all those parts with you. So, um, for those who haven't seen the documentary yet, in this documentary, you give voice to Judy in her own words from interviews that she gave and articles that she wrote. So I'm wondering, what kind of responsibility did you feel stepping into that role, knowing that these are Judy's real thoughts and feelings and you giving voice to them, some for the first time ever?
Well, I was honoured, to be honest. I was absolutely honoured to be asked and delighted that, after doing you a few voicemails on my phone and sending you voice clips and with direction from you as well, that you said, yeah, we'd like you to do it because I'm a huge fan of Judy Garland's and I want to do right by her. I don't like a lot of these that there's various articles or films or TV things that come out and they always focus on the negative,
Mhm.
and this doesn't. This is very honest, but as you say, it's her words, so it's not somebody's skewed vision that they want to put across of like
Sure.
a real misery fest, or it's it's got a bit of sadness, but it's got humor, it's got interest. I think she's far more than just tragedy and sadness. I think it she's definitely a really interesting person, really talented person, a loving person,
Mhm.
all of that. And that's what you want to convey. And I feel proud to be part of something that is using her own words and putting across like the truth rather than, something with a sort of misery fest agenda or whatever. As a fan, I like to sort of uphold the the truth about her.
Well, I think you've been so respectful to her legacy, and so I mean that's just so admirable, and I think that's why the fan base is so drawn to you, and why they've been so excited to welcome you into the Judy fold in a way. You've been praised not just for sounding like Judy, but for sort of channeling her spirit, I think. So I'm curious, and I got to kind of experience a little bit of it when you would get yourself into that place and become Judy. But how do you prepare both emotionally and vocally to really become Judy?
It's a variety of things. I mean, obviously, like I've said, I'm a big fan. So I think years and years of listening to her and appreciating her and watching her sort of seep in like osmosis, and they sort of just get in there, and you've got to just draw on what you've already sort of taken in. But also, I listen to her a lot. I watch interviews, I watch films. Before going to do something, I will be listening to her and trying to get that in there. Um, Also, just without sounding too pretentious or whatever, centering yourself, trying to think, okay, this is what I'm doing, calm, let's go for it. I think just trying to hear yourself as well, because when obviously it's not my own accent. Um, yeah, I think because I sing, I think singers tend to be quite good at doing accents. I think because maybe we can hear what we sound like a bit more, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just sort of try and concentrate and think, do your best.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what was the most either surprising or moving thing that you discovered while recording Judy's words for the project? Is there anything that stands out to you?
Uh, well, it was lovely to have it all together because I was aware of a lot of the things because having written a play about her myself many years ago and
Mhm.
being a rabid fan, I have read tons of stuff and lots of articles and books and listened to interviews, and I collect vintage magazines and vintage annuals. So I had heard a lot of it. It was so nice to have it all together, really. It
Mhm.
wasn't, I don't think there was much that was a surprise in it,
Sure.
particularly because I knew a lot of it, but it was
Mhm.
so nice to have it flow and have it all together.
Mhm. Yeah. So our film, you mentioned um, that it doesn't dwell on the tragedy, and I really did want to make sure that it was a well-rounded look, and it explores though that kind of complicated relationship between Judy and MGM because she was, as we say in the documentary, she was really their biggest asset, of course, but then at times sort of their most mistreated star. And so,
Mm.
how do you feel her experiences there at MGM sort of shaped the Judy that you portrayed for us in this?
Um, I think because it's meant to be the sort of older Judy looking back on her experiences, it's I think she's able to have more of a 2020 view of everything, looking with hindsight, she's had more experience of life. Uh, I don't know, she's suffered, but she's still going, like a lot of
Mhm.
her songs would have that message. Also, actually, there was something I didn't like. Well, I didn't like, but I was really appalled to read to read from the script, but say more about the pressure on her to get an abortion.
Oh, right. Yeah,
That was one of the things. Actually, there's me going, "Oh, I knew all of it," but actually, when that was difficult to say because obviously that was a longed for child. She really wanted to be a mother and it wasn't her decision. So that was difficult, that bit. And knowing more that David Rose was more complicit. I mean, he really signed his own death warrant in terms of marriage uh, there, you know. But anyway, going back to this current question, I'm not sure really. I guess it gave her a lot and it took away a lot. What would have happened if she hadn't been
exactly.
at MGM? Who knows?
Hmm.
It's that butterfly effect. Would she have met Vincent Minnelli? Probably not. Would she have had Liza? Would she have had Lorna and Joe? Probably not. So I don't think she would have wanted to have changed that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's difficult to know, really. I don't know.
When speaking of the scene that you mentioned, the that was difficult to read and difficult to do, I think that's one of the most poignant moments in the whole thing. You can really hear in your delivery of that. It's just touching. It really, really is I mean, it may sound weird to say it's a beautiful moment, but it really captured the humanity there, and I think that. It's such a powerful moment, kind of right in the middle of the documentary that just makes people, it gives you that lump in your throat, but you really feel like you're hearing from Judy and how she might have felt in that moment. You really
I
convey
mean,
the passion that she had for wanting that child.
yeah, I mean, I'm a mum, and also I mean, I'm not going to be secretive about it. I have lost a child, so in pregnancy, I had a miscarriage, and I
Hmm.
think people don't talk about that very often, and it's ever so common, and I think it should be talked about more, really. And I think because I've been through that, I sort of felt more of it. I think, and I could really sort of empathise because although it wasn't a miscarriage she had, it wasn't her choice, and it was sort of foisted upon her. So in a way, it was pretty similar for her, I imagine. And it's horrible to go through that. And yeah, I really felt it as I was reading it. And she was a very loving mother. From all I never met her, but from all accounts, and you can see it with her relationship with her children and the way they still obviously adore their mother. So I think that was, yeah, I think that really touched something when I was reading it myself. So it's good that that came across.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So what do you hope that audiences will feel or take away from this when they hear you as her in this film?
Well, I hope they're all right with it. I mean, I know there's probably going to be, oh, that's not her or whatever, but no, it's not. You can't get her to do it now. So hopefully it's close enough and not a parody and not it's done with love. And I hope people can tell that we're just trying to sort of convey this in a interesting, slightly different way than is usually done than just a documentary with somebody reading it, that we're trying to get more of that sort of personal feel. And
Hmm.
I hope that I've done a good enough job in sort of not being distracting and sounding enough like her, that that it's believable and that you get into it and that you sort of ride the wave of, okay, yeah, I'm in it now. This is her, I hope.
Excellent.
Um, yeah.
So from the concert stage to social media, you've brought Judy's legacy to some new generations, I feel like, in the past few years. And I'm curious, what do you think she would make of your tribute to her today?
I don't know. I would hope she'd be pleased. I mean, I don't think she was funny about people do it. If someone did it well, she obviously didn't mind because she was very nice to Jim Bailey. I know that from Stephen Campbell, who did manage Jim Bailey, and he told me about how lovely Judy was to Jim. She saw him do her do in a manner of speaking. But she saw his act and was so impressed, she gave him a little bottle of her perfume, like a little miniature bottle of
Wow,
perfume,
yeah.
and she was really nice to him. And so she obviously didn't have an issue with it. So I would hope that she'd be good about it
Mhm.
and know that I was being, that I'm a fan and it's all done from love. And I hope she'd be okay. She might do the thing of London Palladium and lift my mic up a bit or something.
I think that you would get a bottle of perfume. I do think that she
Mm.
would bestow one upon
That
you
would
as
be nice. I
well.
know she liked Magritte, but he said, Stevens told me that it's actually, I think, Jolie Madame.
Oh, okay.
He sent me a little picture of it, and they don't make that anymore. I'm quite tempted to go on eBay. I already have one of the ones that she used to use, arpege.
Hmm.
She wore that for a little bit in the late 60s. And so I bought arpege. I know Marilyn also, that was her other choice other than Chanel number 5.
Oh,
Marilyn Monroe
okay.
also liked arpege, and Judy wore arpege sometimes. I know Magritte was her favourite, but she also liked Joy by Jean Patou, which I have a little bottle of. And yeah, the Jolie Madame is what she gave to Jim Bailey.
Lovely.
So,
How cool. Well, so last question for you. If you could say one thing to Judy, woman to woman, artist to artist, what would it be?
oh, I mean, I'm such a fangirl. It would just probably be, I love you. You're brilliant. I don't know. It's just, go on, girl. That I think there's certain at certain different points in watching her do different things, you'd want to say something different. I don't know, like at the end of By Myself, and I could go and sing it. It's like, yes, go on, sure. And then, other times you'd want to say, no, ignore. He's a oh, I can't say it on a video. Yeah, he was never right for you. You deserve better. Oh, there's all sorts of things I'd want to say to her. I don't know. I'd like to have a long chat, not just say one thing. I'd want to go out for dinner. I'd want to get
Oh, of course.
blue nun on ice, discuss everything, have a good old chinwag. I think just one thing wouldn't be enough. You'd want to have a good Jack Parr worthy conversation, I think.
That's lovely. So, would you send us out with maybe a few bars of By Myself?
Ooh, okay.
May I ask?
Yeah. All right. Shall I do the end bit, the loud bit?
Of course. We'll see if the speakers here can handle it.
All right. 'Cause it's solo, all alone, by myself. Bins walks off.
Amazing. We'll have to see if the speakers held out because you kind of went silent there for a few moments that I know
Oh
you were not silent.
no. I didn't, did I?
It's a
It's
powerhouse.
Judy. I don't like it. Thump.
It cannot be reckoned with. Judy shut it down. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I didn't do it like that. No, stop. No, I don't think she'd do that.
No, she would give
I
you a
hope.
bottle of perfume for sure.
She
Well,
liked London. Yeah.
thank you so much for everything, and thanks for this visit. And I know that everybody's going to be really excited to hear the finished product and to see the documentary.
I am. I can't wait to see it all together.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Debbie.
Thank you,
All
Randy.
right. Bye-bye.
Mwah.